What if I told you that being frugal is actually beneficial? What if I advised you to eliminate all non-essentials, only buy necessities, and reduce your expenses to the bare minimum because it's good for you? You might think I had gone too far and dismiss this idea outright. But hear me out, being frugal is crucial. For many, adopting a frugal lifestyle is the only way to improve your financial situation. For those stuck in the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, drastically cutting your expenses to the point of deprivation is often the only path to a better financial state. This approach shouldn't be viewed negatively; instead, it should be seen as an empowering tool. In this video, I will discuss 10 reasons why frugality is important and how it can significantly enhance your life. First reason is it's the only way you'll improve your situation. I usually emphasized the importance of maintaining a balance, not overspending and becoming a mindless consumer, but also not underspending to the point of being excessively cheap. I advocate for a frugal lifestyle that strikes a happy balance. However, some people are in such dire financial straits because they've been living at one extreme for so long. They're overwhelmed with debt and stuck in a poor financial situation. For these individuals, the only way to improve their circumstances is to swing to the opposite extreme and embrace being cheap. This drastic shift is essential because, in desperate times, living frugally is often the only path to financial stability. By depriving yourself of non-essentials, you can focus more on improving your situation. Second reason is it allows you to fully attack getting in a better situation. When you choose to be cheap and lower your expenses to a level of deprivation, you free up a significant amount of money to fully tackle your financial challenges. For instance, if you have $10,000 in debt and decide to embrace a frugal lifestyle, you might cut out $150 spent on dining out and drinks, $50 on unnecessary groceries, $200 on leisure activities, $30 on subscriptions, $50 on clothing, $25 on gas, and $100 on Amazon purchases. Although this approach involves making sacrifices, it allows you to allocate much more money towards paying off your debt. By doing this, you can aggressively reduce your debt and improve your financial situation more quickly. Being cheap isn't just about saving money, it's a strategy that enables you to maximize your financial resources and pay off debt faster than if you continued with your usual spending habits and only made minimum payments. The third reason is it accelerates progress significantly. When you decide to be cheap and fully commit to improving your financial situation, you can significantly accelerate your progress. For example, if you have a maxed-out credit card with a $10,000 balance and only make the minimum monthly payment of $300, it would take you 50 months to pay off the debt. However, if you choose to be frugal and allocate $600 a month towards this debt, you could pay off the card in just 20 months. This faster progress, over 2 years quicker, is life-changing. Being cheap is important because it allows you to achieve your financial goals much faster. By deciding to embrace frugality and focus on debt reduction, you can accomplish a lot more in a shorter time. It's crucial to remember, though, that this decision to be extremely frugal is only temporary. The fourth reason it's just a temporary tool. It's important to understand that if you decide to be cheap and fully commit to improving your financial situation, this approach is only a temporary tool. Think of it like using a hammer to build a table. Once the table is finished and stable, you no longer need the hammer and can enjoy the completed table. Similarly, being cheap is a tool that allows you to focus on achieving financial stability. Once you're in a better financial situation, you won't need to be frugal anymore because your life will be more stable. Therefore, being cheap is important as a temporary strategy to improve your financial health. Although it might feel like deprivation in the moment, remember that it's just a temporary measure. The fifth reason is it's a fair trade. If you focus on being cheap and go without the things you enjoy, it might feel like a sacrifice. However, I've come to realize that a sacrifice is just a worthwhile trade. You're giving up one thing to gain another because you believe it's worth it. By being cheap, you're sacrificing present enjoyment in hopes of a better future, and in my opinion, that trade is worth it. Instead of spending 10 years barely getting by, you could spend 2 years living frugally to pay off your debt. Then, the following 8 years would be debt-free and more enjoyable. So, being cheap is important because it's a fair trade. While you might live in deprivation temporarily, 2 years of sacrifice leading to 8 years of financial freedom is far better than 10 mediocre years of just scraping by. The sixth reason is it compels you to take responsibility for your situation. Being cheap forces you to take responsibility for your own actions. The hardest thing for people to accept about being in a bad financial situation is acknowledging that they played a role in getting there. It's easy to blame circumstances, bad luck, or the government, and while these factors might have contributed, focusing all your energy on them gets you nowhere. Many people never get ahead because they constantly point fingers and never accept their own responsibility in improving their situation. Embracing frugality means recognizing your role in creating your financial problems and taking action to fix them. Therefore, being cheap is important because it forces you to take responsibility for your actions. Instead of living your life as a victim, you make drastic decisions to improve your situation. The seventh reason is it forces you to learn how to be more resourceful with money. Being cheap forces you to learn how to be more resourceful with money. When you adopt a frugal lifestyle, you are compelled to make the most of your financial resources, often finding creative solutions to stretch your dollars further. This mindset encourages you to carefully evaluate your spending habits, prioritize essential expenses, and eliminate unnecessary ones. For instance, you might start cooking at home more frequently instead of dining out, which not only saves money but also helps you develop new culinary skills. You may begin to look for deals, use coupons, and take advantage of sales, learning the art of savvy shopping. Additionally, being cheap often leads you to discover alternative forms of entertainment and recreation that are low-cost or free, such as hiking, visiting local parks, or enjoying community events. Being cheap is important because it teaches you how to be resourceful, how to save the maximum amount with the money you have, and how to achieve your financial goals through disciplined spending. The eighth reason is it forces you to see the difference between a want and a need. Another lesson you learn from lowering your expenses to a level of deprivation is the distinction between wants and needs. When you're trying to save every penny, you realize how few things you truly need in life, basic necessities like food, water, shelter, and a few other essentials. By embracing frugality, you quickly discover that many things you once thought were needs are actually just wants. Being cheap is important because it forces you to understand this difference. Living with a scarcity mindset helps you clearly identify what you genuinely need to survive and thrive. Once you recognize how little you actually require, you'll never confuse a want for a need again, leading to much better financial decisions in the future. The ninth reason is you see the beauty of not being cheap. Once you've been in a state of deprivation for an extended period, living cheaply and going without the things you enjoy, you begin to appreciate the beauty of not being cheap. You start to realize how wonderful it is to have someone else cook for you at a restaurant, how comforting it is to live without financial stress, and how enjoyable it is to treat yourself to your wants. It's challenging to see the value of these luxuries until you've gone without them for a while. Many people take these pleasures for granted because they've never experienced life without them. Being cheap is important because it allows you to truly appreciate these luxuries once you can afford them again. By depriving yourself temporarily, you gain a deep appreciation for the small joys in life, leading to a much richer and more fulfilling experience when you reintroduce them. The final reason is you gain the confidence that anything is possible. Being cheap is often misunderstood as merely a way to save money, but it is much more than that. It is a powerful tool for personal growth and confidence building. By learning to differentiate between wants and needs, setting and achieving financial goals, and developing resilience and resourcefulness, individuals can transform their lives. The confidence gained from living frugally and achieving financial stability is invaluable. It demonstrates that with determination, sacrifice, and strategic planning, anything is possible. Embracing frugality can indeed lead to a richer, more fulfilling life, where the belief in one's potential is limitless. When I was extremely frugal and eventually reached my goal, it set off a domino effect in my life. I gained the confidence to understand that if you set your mind to something, anything is possible, no matter how ambitious your dream may be. If you decide to be cheap for a period of time, I can almost guarantee that you will improve your financial situation. More importantly, you will realize that you are capable of accomplishing anything you set your mind to. You are more powerful than you give yourself credit for, and this realization will give you the confidence to see that if you set your mind to something, anything is possible. Being cheap isn't always a bad thing. In fact, it can drastically change your life for the better. I hope you find value in this video. If you learned something, share it with friends and family. It could be life-changing for them too. Share in comments which reason of being cheap you feel is the most important. Your likes and comments are deeply appreciated, as they help the video reach more people. Have a wonderful day and take care.